you doing?
Trying to help you.
Well, it's Liam Crowley with ScreenRant. James, thanks so much for taking the time today.
Hello, ScreenRant. I was wondering, should I go on a rant when I'm talking to you, or is it I?
You can do whatever your heart desires. It was really cool to see you last night. I was at the screening that we hosted with Collider. I got to feel that energy with a packed theater for a movie like this. This is how it's meant to be experienced. So that was a true honor. I want to start by asking, though, one of the questions you didn't tackle in the Q&A. There's some zero gravity sequences in this movie. You were very transparent about the budgetary constraints you had and having to get a little creative. How the heck do you pull off when that plane is nosediving and everyone's flying up and Josh is hanging on the seatbelt? Tell me how you shot that thing.
Yeah, it's funny because the Bond company was saying the same thing. As we're, every director when they're directing a movie gets faced with there's certain things you got to let go of and blah blah blah. And from day one, absolutely everyone involved is like, there's no way we're going to be able to do this here. Do you have any idea? And it's like, well, of course I do, because I've done tons of those things in a past life, So, and it was much bigger in the script, but I knew we had to have that moment. I knew it was a pivotal moment. I wanted that third act to have all these different sort of notes to it. And that was just a key moment that really just makes it go, And so I was like, we're going to find a way. And literally, I'm shooting that scene in one set, and I'm shooting the monk dying in another set. I was literally running around doing 3 different scenes at once while we were doing that, and that's how we pulled it off. And when the view outside of the plane, when I was flying back from Budapest, and I knew I personally was going to have to do the temp VFX to screen it, not the final, but I was going to have to temp them up. And I'm like, how do I get a plate that turns like how the plane is turning? So I took my iPhone and I shot outside right when we just were above the clouds. So there was still something there. And just with my iPhone and Filmic Pro, just shot a bunch of things just that I would use in the temp VFX. And that was what we did the screenings with. And then when the VFX guys were doing the final shot, we couldn't find a good plate that did that. So the actual background of the sky out there was something that I shot with my iPhone just flying back from the shoot to LA. And that's what's in the final shot. I mean, they up-resed it and they worked on it and they took out some reflections and stuff, but that's actually how we got the plates out there. But yeah, it's a lot of wires. I mean, we took out the pieces of the ceiling and we just really just compartmentalized it down to shot by shot, planned the hell out of it, and just made sure we did whatever we could to get that moment in the movie. It was just, we just protected it, and Josh was so on board. I mean, that stuff's hard. You're picked in a way that is, you need really, really hardcore core strength. And that was towards the end. So he'd been training nonstop, at that point for months and was, I'm sure, exhausted and just did it without a single complaint. I mean, it was, and that's why we have it. Sometimes you can't get that stuff because it's just, it's people just can't do it. But we have what we have because he was just never say die. I mean, that's why we have the movie we have, for sure.
Yeah, y'all crushed it. This is such a labor of love. I love hearing a very intense and analytical answer like that. They were giving me the rap cue, James, already, but I want to ask you one quick question before we get out of here. It's very clear at the end of this movie, and you mentioned last night that there are ambitions to do a sequel. Is the sequel something that needs to be set on a plane, or are you open to different settings?
No.
All right, I got some pitches for you. You ready?
Yeah. Sure.
Pain on the train.
Okay. Yeah.
Fuss in a bus. Strike or bike. Okay. A little triathlon action.
Right.
Shooter on a scooter.
Sounds good. Huey, who plays Garrett, came up in his off time with a whole sequel called Sink or Swim.
Yes.
Speed 2. It takes place on a boat, and it mostly stars Garrett and is the main person. They pick them up on a raft floating by. There's a whole thing going on.
Amazing. I was trying to think of a rhyme for ferry because I think ferry would be really cool, but I couldn't think of a similar word to fight or strike or something like that. But yeah, if we take to the seas for the sequel, I think it would be pretty fun. James, all seriousness though, they are giving me the rap cue. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. But this movie rocks. It's so much energy. So thank you so much for creating such a special thing.
Thank you very much.
Can you focus on the change into